When you check out at the pharmacy, you see the journey from idea to medicine, thanks to our intellectual property system, or IP for short. IP safeguards inventions, like a new way to prevent seizures or lower cholesterol. And IP supports competition from other brands, then lower-cost generics, which are 90% of prescriptions filled in the U.S. Innovation, competition, lower costs, thanks to IP. Learn more at phrma.org/IP works wonders.
Would you wear the same shoes for every occasion? Or rock the same outfit 7 days a week? Of course not. Your style is better with options. Your investments could be too. SIBO Index options give you access to various contract sizes, global trading hours, and potential tax advantages. That's a good look for any portfolio. If you're ready to invest in style, head to betterwithoptions.com. There are risks associated with SIBO company products. Review the disclosures and disclaimers at sibo.com/US_disclaimers.
This is Optimal Work Daily. Honest Writing by Ryan Hoover of ryanhoover.me. Last week, I published Knowing When It's Time to Move On, sharing my Playhaven story and reasons for leaving the successful startup. The post hit the Medium homepage, receiving thousands of page views and more than 90 recommendations. I was astounded, not by the attention it generated, but from the flood of emails I received as a result. I wasn't alone. Dozens of readers, people I had never spoken with, emailed me expressing empathy and support. My story echoed their own feelings and experiences. For that moment, we connected. Here are excerpts of those emails. Quote, "Super weird to email you at this late hour. I just finished reading your article on Medium. I told myself I'm going to write you an email because I'm going through something similar. I think we all know when it's time to move on, but we're afraid to take action because of job security, lack of confidence, or simply too lazy to update our resumes. I'm a strong believer that passion is no longer a differentiator, but a prerequisite. Besides, life is too short to not be doing what you enjoy. Just read your post about leaving your job. I went through similar emotions a few months back. The company was growing at a rapid pace, and money was good. Great team, but my heart wasn't in it. So I left the job and traveled to South America. Wow, your article was so powerful. The point about your passion for gaming dwindling really hit home with me, since the reason I got excited to work in my startup was because of my passion for smart connected devices, which has been dwindling, to be honest. It's really a strong reminder to reflect on how far I've come, where I'm at, and where I want to go. Just read your post about leaving Playhaven. Great post, really resonated. I felt very much the same way at my job. I recognized the importance to invest in myself, and that wasn't happening anymore. I quit learning. Just read your article and wanted to wish you the best of luck at whatever you decide to do next. I actually just put in my notice last Friday at Redacted. Your article summarized many of the feelings I've had and are aligned with the reasons I know it's personally time for me to move on." End quote. That is the power of honest writing. The number of page views isn't what matters. Making a genuine impact on one reader can make an entire career of writing worthwhile. But what compelled dozens of strangers to share their feelings and story with me? In my essay, I expressed vulnerability, retelling moments where I cried, my motivations for leaving the company, and self-doubts of my decision. By exposing my feelings and internal struggles, readers found comfort as they related to my story. We all struggle. We all have insecurities. We bury them inside in hopes of saving face, when in reality, we're not alone. People appreciate honesty. It makes writers relatable, and through honest writing, a genuine human connection can form. Those I most respect write with vulnerability and transparency. Danielle Morrill openly wrote about the failure of her startup, Referly. She retells her story with transparency, describing her quote-unquote zombie startup and reasons for moving on. I admire Danielle's openness as her story sticks with me months later. D. Keith Robinson wrote about being introverted, writing, quote, "I've come to realize that it's this desire to be alone, to get to know myself and to have time to tinker, read, learn, write, and explore all on my own has been a big part of what makes me who I am." End quote. Being introverted isn't cool and often looked down upon, but DKR risked judgment to instill confidence in others. His essay described feelings and personality traits of myself I've never been able to articulate, and through his honesty, I learned more about myself. Several weeks ago, I stumbled across Winnie Lim's blog and immediately fell in love with her vulnerability. She expressed her past insecurities, lack of confidence, phobia of people, difficulties in school, and questions of self-worth. Real, honest shit. I have tremendous respect for Winnie, and through her writing, we formed a friendship. I encourage everyone to write with honesty. But people will judge me, you might say. Maybe, but what are you giving up? Honest writing is a vehicle for learning about oneself, inspiring confidence in others, and forming authentic relationships. Share your story, and remember, you're not alone. Dangerous Advice by Ryan Hoover of ryanhoover.me. Startup advice is everywhere. Books, blogs, podcasts, comment threads, and face-to-face conversations inundate us. Everyone has an opinion, an experience to share. That's a great thing, but advice taken blindly can be dangerous. Here are some truths I've internalized when seeking and giving advice. Context matters. Your market, audience, and several other factors must be considered. Advice given to an early-stage mobile consumer app is much different than a mature SaaS business. This is, of course, an extreme example, but even a slight lack of context can render advice useless, or worse, damaging. Context changes. Markets and people change. As technology evolves and new user behaviors form, so must startups. Zynga and many other early adopters of the Facebook platform capitalized on the social network's API and loose policies to create a massive audience through highly viral techniques. Quickly, the gold rush faded as Facebook added restrictions and contracted its API capabilities. The context changed, and Zynga's growth engine was crippled overnight. Tactics and best practices that worked yesterday may not be applicable today. Disagreement is good. As Nir Eyal describes, when there's consensus around a particular idea, the market becomes extremely competitive as everyone chases the same goal. Some of the most successful startups, like Twitter, were non-consensus ideas. Early on, many doubted the value of 140-character SMS updates. Today, its remarkable influence is unquestionable. Going against popular perception is your best strategy more often than not. Advice rarely provides the answer. No advisor, blog, or book knows your business as well as you do. At best, advice can identify wrong answers, pointing you in the right direction. This is why the best advisors and mentors don't necessarily tell you what to do. They ask the right questions. They influence your way of thinking. At best, advice is a metal detector, a tool to help entrepreneurs navigate, but you still need to do the hard work to find the hidden treasure. So advice isn't very useful, right? Absolutely not. There's much to be learned from experienced entrepreneurs and those that can offer a unique perspective. But be conscious of how you digest this advice. Poke holes in it. Adapt it to your context. Recognize it's probably not the silver bullet you're looking for. You just listened to the posts titled Honest Writing and Dangerous Advice, both by Ryan Hoover of ryanhoover.me.
Ready for your next adventure? KLM Royal Dutch Airlines brings you Real Deal Days, your chance to uncover real adventures and create real memories. Taste the real Amsterdam, explore the real Barcelona, and discover the real Johannesburg, along with many more destinations around the world. Secure your real deal today and seize the moment with KLM Royal Dutch Airlines. Restrictions apply. See terms and conditions at klm.com.
Any vehicle can take you places, but why stop there? The Alfa Romeo Tonale combines luxurious Italian design and electrifying performance to make every mile a masterpiece and every arrival unforgettable. When precision meets instinct and power moves with purpose, you never have to stay in a lane. Experience a world without limits in the Alfa Romeo Tonale plug-in hybrid. Tap the banner to learn more. Alfa Romeo is a registered trademark of FCA Group Marketing S.p.A. Used with permission.
All right, that should do it for today. Hope you enjoyed our posts from Ryan Hoover and that you have a great rest of your day. As for me, I'll be back here with you tomorrow, where your optimal life awaits.